attempts that happened at that time. With that first attempt, the person pinned me down. Why is Cori talking about this? Because this is what we're talking about right now. This is what someone had to sit up and talk about to the whole world. The person pinned me down.
Come on, sister. Take your time, sister.
I said, I decided to be protected because I was tired of this thing happening. People say be protected and you'll be safe. This person took my switchblade from me and my box cutter and used them to cut my clothes off of me. Tossed me over a pool table. I landed on my head, but I was able to fight my way out. But what do I really remember is how they pinned me down. He held me down. The second one, he said, let's go on a date. I said, okay, I'll drive. He said, step in my car for a moment. I said, okay, we can just talk. I got in the car, he locked the doors, he pinned me down, he held me down. I almost broke those windows trying to get out with my feet. What do I really remember is how he held me down. But people want this woman to dismiss that. And we're not asking you to feel sorry, we're asking you to feel compelled.
That's right.
Be compelled to move.
That's right.
And then people will say, hey, don't ruin someone's life because of something that happened so long ago. Well, what about the victim's life? What about the survivor's life? Because back, even though it happened at 18 or 3 or 9 or 26, we remember it at 40. We remember it at 60. It shaped our lives, so why not that abuser? Depression, anxiety, PTSD, hypervigilance, paranoia, flashbacks. You don't want any of that. We didn't ask for any of that, but that's what we walk with. And people want us to push it away and let it go and leave it alone. Get over it. It was just some type of sex you didn't like. Well, we say this. No, that's not what it was. Let's call it what it was. It was abuse. It was rape, or it was sexual assault. It was violence. It's the type of violence that causes someone to 30 years later want to put a second front door to their home. It's that type of violence. According to RAINN, sexual assault happens every 98 seconds to another person. Every 98 seconds, and 6 out of every 1,000 rapists go to jail. 6 out of 1,000, that means 994 walk the streets out of that 1,000. And on top of that, we can't even keep up with the ones that have been convicted. But that's a whole different story. If a white, married, blonde, middle-aged woman from the suburbs with a PhD gets treated and dismissed this way, what do black women get? What do women of color get? What do children get? What do we have to look forward to? When does this community, when does this country say we acknowledge you and we accept you and you are one of us and we are equal? When does that happen? Some say that's not that big of a deal. Well, for those that say it's not that big of a deal, let me remind you of something. Sexual assault and sexual violence happens in the military, it happens in prisons, it happens in the workplace, it happens at your children's college campuses, and it happens to small children. So, we are Occupy the 100. We are opposing, strongly opposing the confirmation of Judge Brett Kavanaugh. And we are demanding his nomination be withdrawn.
That's right.
Yeah.
So what's our action? We're asking for nationwide work. This is not just for St. Louis. This is affecting our whole country.
That's right.
So Occupy 100, the 100 is asking for all senators. That's why it's the 100. We didn't say 52 or another number. We're saying everybody plays a part. So we're asking our senators that are voting no. If you said yes, you're voting no, then great. Now go influence the ones that aren't voting no. So you still have work to do. If you're voting yes, then it's our job to make sure we urge you to change that vote to a no. And we're asking Judge Brett to just withdraw his nomination anyway. Just withdraw and say, I'm going to let the U.S. have this one.
Yeah.
Cities across the country, we're asking you to mobilize. Mobilize in your area. Occupy your senator's offices 24/7. And yes, we said it. Occupy. Bring out your tents, your coolers, bring your chairs. Camp out in front of your senators' offices and urge them. Let them see that this is what we're saying. We're not backing down and we're not afraid. We're standing up saying that this is who we are and we know we want no, and we're telling you to do the same. And we're going to camp out through the vote. At least through the vote. Through the vote. Through the vote. We're asking people to wear red or black. We're also asking you, if you can't come out to the senator's office, occupy their phone lines, occupy their social media, occupy their inboxes. For those that are no-vote senators, great. Occupy those things as well. Push them, and we will camp out through the vote. So now this is what's going to happen. If Judge Brett Kavanaugh, if he is confirmed, then we start hashtag strike against Kavanaugh. Hashtag strike against Kavanaugh. We are asking people to take off work with the Kavanaugh flu. Hashtag Kavanaugh flu. You don't go to work the day after the vote. We want everybody across the country to take off the next day, because we want one thing people they may not understand you till it touches their pockets. So we're going to take off work and we'll all congregate together. That information will be coming out. But we're asking you to rally together. We'll give you that info. Women, no housework, no taking care of the kids, no carpooling. And we're asking our male allies to support that. You take the kids. You do something. You take off work and help us. For those that can't take off work, wear red that day. We're asking companies, we're calling on companies to support every employee that did the strike. Every employee, we're asking those companies to commit to no retaliation for strikers. Also, a couple more things. No spending money. Get your gas the day before. Get your bread the day before. We won't spend not one dime. Not one dime. The day after the vote, if he is confirmed. So cities across the country, if you would like to mobilize, we have a really quick framework that we will send you. You don't have to guess at it. We'll send you exactly what we have. You can mobilize your areas and occupy your senator's office 24/7 through the vote. You can reach us at info@occupythe100.com. You can also reach us at occupythe100 on Facebook and on Twitter. Thank you all very much. So late.